Good evening, everyone. My name is Alex Ramirez, newly assigned to District 2 Police Station as the captain. I take over Heather Worth, who was here prior and have moved on to a different position in the Office of the Chief. With me today is Inspector Tiki Jackson, who's assigned to the Neighborhood Patrol Bureau, and Metro Division Captain, who's in charge of the homicide unit, is Steve Caballero. Also in the back are part of our community prosecution unit team, our CPU, which is Kevin Bodica and Jose Osaga. Many of you may already know them. I'm here for a couple of reasons. First, to introduce myself to the new owners of a nice establishment. Anytime you can open up a business in what we still consider the 5th ward, there's a lot of development happening over here. I do know Danelle Decker. I've worked with her in a different capacity through City Hall. I know she lives over in the 5th ward. I've seen Nelson Goodson here, who also I've worked with in the past. And I'm not sure about, I see Vince Bobby at the back, who was at one time my boss for the Milwaukee Police Department. Anyway, the sanctity of human life is extremely important. We all know that. We had a tragic incident that happened here just next door. 20-year-old was shot and killed for whatever reasons. And we'll have Steve Caballero talk about that incident when information he can provide. But prior to that, I want to just have Inspector Jackson say a few words of what his role is with the department and here on the south side of the district.
Thank you, Captain Ramirez. Again, my name is Jutiki Jackson, and I represent the administrative portion of the police department. So I'm here essentially on behalf of Chief Flynn and also to support Captain Ramirez. Tragic incident. It's something that not only is impactful to the family, right, but it's impactful to the community. This is an up-and-coming community. There's a lot of great things happening, and when something like this happens, this type of tragedy, it affects the entire community. So again, we're just here to support Captain Ramirez and all of you in the efforts to reduce crime, hold people accountable, and just make this a better place. Alderman Perez said a lot of great things. He articulated the strategy very well. So if I can echo the things that he said, that's what I'd like to do as well. So this is Captain Ramirez's show, so we'll go ahead with it.
It's not my show, it's all your show. We have Steve Caballero here, who's the captain that oversees the homicide division. Steve?
So, like Alex said, my name is Steve Caballero. I've been involved in our homicide division in one way or another as a detective, a lieutenant, and now a commander since 2001. Fortunately for the family who I see us working for, obviously in this situation, we came to I don't want to say a conclusion, but I would say that we're halfway there. We got 2 people identified, the 2 suspects identified. The witnesses were very cooperative, came forward right away. They identified the 2 guys. We have them out on a warrant, essentially. And so what's the process now? So we have a lot of tools in our toolbox to now start searching for these guys. We use the United States Marshals Service. We have our own apprehension unit, and then we also work with the FBI to try to get these guys into custody. Normally they stay out on warrant status anywhere from a couple of days to, unfortunately, several years. So what happened? What I can tell you is that there was an argument on the dance floor, probably over a woman, that's what we think. Two of the actors were kicked out. Of course, they got angry and returned with some handguns and started shooting. Angel obviously was shot and killed. 2 other people were hit. And that's kind of what we got sent to, and we're left to pick up the pieces. So like I said, we've got 2 people that have been identified, and we're searching for them now. I guess that's it, unless somebody has a question that I can...
The victim, this is his victim, did he have an ID with him at the time when he was...
You know, that's a good question. I know where you're going with it, and I don't have the answer to that. So I can maybe address that issue, or maybe punt that issue over to Captain Ramirez. Obviously, the homicide unit is concerned with one thing. when someone is killed, we want to solve it for the family, and that's what we're concerned about. The aftermath was the bar in violation, was the aftermath of that type of, I guess, investigation kind of falls on Captain Ramirez and his officers. So I can.
Yes. The bar is in a nuisance status. A nuisance status, I could probably have to bring the CPU team to actually come and explain it a little bit better. Where we'll look into all the violations that occurred with the bar. Did they do the right reporting? But this is Kevin Bodica. Kevin, can you express about the bar?
Sure. So previous to this incident, actually dating back to last year, the bar was designated a nuisance property due to 2 or 3 violent acts. There are a couple batteries that happened there, some underage incidents that happened to occurred. The bar previous to this, the bar had the opportunity to come up with a plan to work with the department to abate these problems. We sit down, what's wrong with the business, how can we help? Suppose we would sit down and meet about it. The bar decided not to take up that opportunity for whatever reason, and in March was designated that it's bill eligible, or if there's any more incidents similar to this one, usually not this bad, similar to battery fights, underage incidents, the bar can be billed, the owner, the licensee can be billed for police services. This incident that happened over the weekend will be the second bill that Tavern has received, if it's approved. The licensee is then responsible for all that police service. If there's another bill within the next year from that initial period, there's a 2-year period where the licensee can actually be fined up to $5,000 per incident, regardless of the police response.
All right, thank you.
When it comes to renewal of licenses, this is where the alderman gets involved, the citizens get involved to see if they're going to be able to renew the license of not just this particular establishment, but any establishment every year, especially if there are previous violations. This is one way to hold the bar owners accountable for what occurs into their bars. We have many bars that do comply with the ordinances and are run very well. There are other bars that need some help, and we help them out along the way. And there are other bars that just simply either refuse or just are able to maintain a compliance when it comes to taverns.
One more question. Are you the new captain for the 2nd District?
I am the new captain.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Of District 2. As of Sunday, I became the new captain there. So it is my 4th time at District 2. I was there as a sergeant, I was there as a lieutenant twice, and now as a captain of the district. This is my 8th time on the south side of Milwaukee. So I'm well familiar with the south side. I'm well familiar with what's going on, whether it's in the 5th Ward, whether it's in Lincoln Village, whether it's the north end of Polonia, whether it's Layton Boulevard West neighborhood. I'm familiar with it. I'm familiar with what goes on. We look at crime every day. We do our best in how we can combat it. We need citizens groups like this to help us to solve problems, to have public spaces that we all could use freely without the fear of crime. So
Congratulations.
thank you, Nelson. I've known you from a number of years now, too. So but I'm here to answer any questions, as well as anybody from the CPU team and the inspector. I know you're busy. If anybody's got any other questions for